If you get lost on World Wide Web and stumble across our website Ambrose SBP, which is about building sustainable partnerships, you may wonder what on earth this may mean. Indeed, unless you have been deeply immersed in the trendy but opaque topic of sustainability, this may say very little to you. Well, I will explain it to you in a minute, sparing the high-flown jargon. It's much simpler than it may sound. Before I do so, I urge you to click on the link below and be taken straight to the registration page of ABC, standing for Ambrose Business Club. This is where we hope all the mysteries will finally be revealed, like at the end of a juicy Agatha Christie murder story, which the title ABC may remind you. Except that there will be no murders, and not even a penny to spend. Now, going back to the main title of this video, I want to talk about successful partnerships. In fact, this is exactly what I mean by sustainable partnerships, because sustainability, properly understood, is the key to success. It's not about environmental or societal impact, not really. It's about survival or success, which is pretty much the same thing in business. You must survive before you succeed. I've made a few videos about the reasons for going into a partnership in business, the biggest mistakes, and the signs of the partnership's imminent collapse. Drawing largely from my own experience, I've been through a few partnerships in my life. Now, I want to take a less dramatic and alarmist approach, focusing on the positive elements of successful partnerships, should I say sustainable, whatever. Before I do so, let me disclose my methodology. Basically, two practical ways to know what makes a successful partnership. The first one is to have been in or seen a successful partnership. The second is to have been in or seen a failed partnership. Which one is better? You might think the first one, precisely because it was successful. The problem with this method, though, is that you may not necessarily know why it was successful. You will simply have no particular reason to think about this. The great Russian novelist Leo Tolstoy said at the very beginning of his novel Anna Karenina that all happy families are alike, while each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. The same can be said about business partnerships. Like unhappy families, failed partnerships can teach us much more about not just the reasons of failure, but also the reasons of success through the avoidance of mistakes that can lead the partnership to a failure. Because when partnerships fail, partners or former partners usually think about the reasons of failure, even if it's just to blame each other for it. In successful partnerships, partners rarely think about the reasons of success, whatever for. I should make it clear that successful partnerships and successful businesses are not the same thing. Business can be successful, but the partnership may fail. That was my experience. Although it's unlikely that a partnership can be said to be successful if the underlying business fails. It's precisely failed partnerships in successful business that are the most fertile ground for exploring what makes a partnership fail or, on the contrary, succeed. I've had ample opportunities to think about and analyze the factors of success or failure of partnerships for the last 20 years or so, as a partner or would-be partner in various business partnerships. About 4 or 5 in total, depending on whether I include partnerships that failed before being formed. I think I should include the latter because you know precisely why it happened when partnerships fail to materialize. In fact, it was precisely the failure of this kind that made me think systematically about this topic a few years ago. Now, based on my own experience and experience of working as a consultant with various businesses for many years, I think that the factors of success of business partnerships can be reduced to just three key factors. First, you must know exactly why you want to be in a partnership. Partnership should never be a default option for starting a business if you know what you want to do. There must be a very specific reason for that. Not a person, but a reason. Think of it as giving up control over your business. There must be a very good reason for that. Sharing risks might be one, but not a very good one in my view. Second, finding the person or persons who best correspond to the reason for setting up the partnership that has been ascertained as the first step, not the other way around. Finding a good partner cannot be a reason for partnership. This is a very common mistake made by many people, which in most cases leads to the ultimate collapse of the partnership. Finally, a very clear and explicit alignment of expectations between the partners as to the business and each other's roles in it, as well as the readiness to realign them along the ways may become necessary. No business can remain static in a very dynamic environment if it wants to be successful. In my experience, misaligned expectations and the failure or unwillingness to talk about them are a very common reason for the partnership's failure. In one of my videos, I talk at some length about my own case of partnerships disintegration precisely for that reason. So, when partnerships fail, it's usually because of having overlooked or neglected any one or more of these factors. There may, of course, be more reasons for the failure, including purely personal ones. But I think these are the most important ones because they're easily avoidable if you get it right from the start. Now, I don't know in which situation you are now, whether you're just starting your business and consider doing this in a partnership, or you're already in one, or neither. In case you consider partnership, I hope that this video will help you make the right choice. If you are already in partnership or have been, you may want to reflect on this and compare this with your own experience. In either case, I invite you to get further insight and to share your experience by joining ABC, which provides a confidential platform for exchanging ideas on business-related topics, not just about partnerships, but also many other topics relevant to small businesses. The other topic we launched just a few days ago is about outsourcing as a business model. Now, if you want to benefit from further insight into this and other topics that we shall be introducing in the coming weeks and months, you can do so by joining ABC as a member using the link provided in the comment below. We'll be covering a broad range of topics for all kinds of businesses. We'll select topics taking into account your preferences. There is an option to select topics when you register and once you become a member. The membership is entirely free if you join now. Once registered, you will have an opportunity to engage with us and other members on real-life problems in your business, wherever it is located. You will also have an opportunity and will be encouraged to share your stories. To join ABC, you'll be asked a few questions about you and your business so that we know who you are and what can be of interest to you. You will also be asked to agree to our terms and conditions. They're quite simple and are designed mainly to protect your confidentiality so that you could feel safe in sharing your experience or any information about your business. For example, if you seek insight to help you deal with a breakdown in your relationship with your business partner, you should be able to do so in a way that doesn't expose you to the partner in question. This is why we call ABC a club. Like members of old-school English gentlemen clubs, you should feel safe to talk to your fellow members about anything without fear of indiscretion. Except, of course, our club is not limited to gentlemen. On the contrary, ladies are more than welcome, as I know that women make up a large part of our target audience and can be excellent contributors to any discussion. Let me name you just a few privileges of the ABC members. First, you will have access to all materials of ABC, even released prior to joining ABC. We shall personally answer any questions you may ask and will offer you free assistance with your business problems that you may have, although our main objective is to help you get insight from other people who have dealt with similar problems. In particular, we shall help connect you with these people so you could discuss this offline directly with them. Third, as a member, you will also have an opportunity to propose topics for discussion and in-depth analysis, which we shall do. We shall prioritize topics that gather most votes of the ABC members. There will be a poll to that effect among the ABC members to select topics. Now, this offer is limited to 1,000 members on the first-come, first-served basis. Like in any other club, we want to keep the membership under some manageable control to make sure that we can deliver to our members all the benefits that we have promised. Past this limit, the membership conditions will become more stringent and the membership fee may become payable. So please do not wait. There is much to be gained and nothing to be lost by joining now.